Hi and welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life. I'm Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with suspicious syndrome and life. Today is going to be another interview kind of series for you guys, and if you're into any of these or mental health and that, smash the like and feel free to subscribe for future videos like these. I'm going to welcome back Louise Griffiths from Louloubieberful for joining me for the second part of the interview, which is all about social anxiety, and hopefully you'll learn something along the way between us about what we go through in our mental health condition, because it's all about creating awareness and understanding, and obviously getting to know the person besides the condition that we have. And in saying this, I want to thank Louloubieberful or Loulou in general for coming on, and the link will be in the description to follow her and me of our social medias. To show your support, go over to her page and say that Aspie has sent you over there, and just say hello, or even just show your support by watching some of her videos or whatever else you want to do over there. So let's begin this. The questions I would like to ask you today are the following. When did you know you had social anxiety?
I can't remember exactly when I had social anxiety. Like, I can't remember an exact year, an exact date, exact moment that I knew, oh, I have social anxiety. But I knew I had something. Going through high school, for example, I was a loner. I'd always sit alone because I struggled to get along with people, and I just struggled to be around people in a busy environment anyway. So I kind of knew something was different when I couldn't go to a place, even in the school. Like, I couldn't go up to the cafeteria and get something for my lunch every day without someone being there with me, and if someone didn't come up with me to get my lunch, then I would starve myself, which isn't a good thing, but it happened a lot when I was younger. So I would say that I knew I had social anxiety in my high school years, but I didn't know exactly that I had that.
What are the triggers for social anxiety?
What triggers my anxiety the most is people, obviously, because I have this social anxiety. So just being around people, or if I'm walking down the street, walking down the street, and I see this big group of people, whether it's adults, kids, teenagers, whoever, I completely panic and go in the opposite direction. Or I'll try and take the long way home if I'm heading home. I'll just completely avoid that situation altogether. So if I had to say a main trigger, that's what it would be groups of people.
3. What helps you to cope in public situations?
What helps me cope in a public situation is this little bad boy. I'll zoom you in, if you can see. This is what we call a fidget cube. It's like a little switch. This is hard to see. I basically just put a thumbprint in there, my thumb, not my finger, usually however I hold it, my thumb. And it's just this soft texture of it that I love. And the whole thing is really smooth, so I'm in love with it. And this, you just spin around. And this is a joystick, so you can just... Yeah, mine's broke a few times, so that's why it squeaks. But it's like a joystick, I usually pull it up and down. And then you have these. I always play with, if it would, focus. I play with this one all the time rather than the others. I do sometimes, but I play with this mostly. So if I'm in a public situation, I'll play with this. Normally fidget about with my little buttons, maybe a little play with the joystick, which isn't very often because it squeaks now and it's the most annoying thing ever. So if I'm in public and I'm finding it really difficult to cope, I'll get this out my pocket or get it out my bag or wherever it is, and I'll just start playing with it. But it might be in my pocket, so I'm not having it out in public for the whole world to see, because if I do that, people actually do ask me questions about it, and I don't like that, because it's a private, personal thing. I don't want to have to explain to someone in public when I'm panicking what this is for. I actually got this on Amazon, and it actually really does help me in public. It helps me cope because, like I said, I completely panic if I see people, whether it's one person or a group. I panic. If someone talks to me, whether I know them or not, I panic. If I see somebody in the street that I know, I panic. If someone is passing me by and looks in my direction, I panic. That was not supposed to happen. So it's a fidget cube, so obviously you know you play with it, so you fidget with it. So 9 times out of 10 if this is in my pocket, I'll turn it round so I can feel the little ball, and I'll just kind of do that, like turn it around kind of thing, because obviously it's smooth. Or I'll just like press it down. But if I'm really anxious, I'll play with the buttons. But some of these make a noise. Like some are silent when you press them, others click. So when I'm really anxious, 9 times out of 10 all you're going to hear is until it gets faster and faster and faster. And the more faster it gets, the more annoying it gets. But if I'm too anxious for it to make noise, I'll play with the ones that are like silent. Or I'll just have a little spin about it. But sometimes I don't have it in my pocket and I'm more confident in some days for it to have it out in public. I'm not saying like it helps me with an anxiety attack or anything like that, but just to be out in public, it helps. Like I would never leave the house without this anymore. I accidentally left it in the house one day and I had a complete and utter meltdown. Like I just could not handle that I didn't have something to fidget with. It's really silly when you say that you can't leave the house because you need a toy to play with. Like I'm not a child. So the songs are on forever, but yeah, it helps a lot. I've only had it for a couple of months.
Have you ever had treatment for your social anxiety?
I've been in counselling twice and I'm about to go for a 3rd year. Yeah, it's not a fun time.
What does your anxiety stop you from doing?
Well, that's really easy. My anxiety stops me from going out in public. It stops me from going to places like the cinema, friend's house, a shop, or maybe even like a family gathering, parties, anything that involves being social and leaving the house panics me to no end. So basically it stops me from going and enjoying myself.
The signs and symptoms of social anxiety.
So I just had to Google it because off the top of my head I couldn't actually think of a lot. So I'm going to read you something from Google. The signs and symptoms can be emotional and physical for social anxiety, such as blushing, fast heartbeat, trembling, sweating, upset stomach or nausea, trouble catching your breath, dizziness, lightheadedness, feeling like your mind has gone blank, sweaty palms, shaky legs, and the list goes on and on.
7. What does it feel like to have social anxiety?
I don't like to be asked what it's like to have social anxiety, because why would you want to know what this horrible condition feels like? It feels to me like my life is paused. My life is on hold. I can't leave the house. I can't go out and have fun. I can't do anything because I panic. It stops me from actually enjoying my life, especially when I'm young. And I don't make a lot of memories to look back on when I'm older. I miss out on some really great opportunities because I can't force myself to go out and have fun. Anxiety is hell. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. I can't speak upon other people because as far as I know there's 7 different types of anxiety. I have social anxiety and I was diagnosed with agoraphobia, which is 2 types of anxiety. If you don't know, agoraphobia is a fear of open spaces. It's kind of the opposite of claustrophobia, where you're afraid of like confined spaces.
8. How do you treat social anxiety?
There's lots of different ways to treat anxiety. So the main one I feel like would either be medication or therapy. I can't speak on the medication part because I've never had medication for my anxiety. I've only ever been referred to counselling.
9. Do you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks in general?
I suffer quite badly with anxiety attacks rather than panic attacks, but I know quite a lot of people, including my best friend, that actually suffers from a panic attack rather than an anxiety attack. To me, they're completely different, but at the same time, they're pretty similar. That's why you'd think there's not much of a difference.
But trust me girl, there's a difference.
To me, a panic attack is a lot worse and more intense than an anxiety attack, but they both make you feel like you are literally dying right this second. This is how your life is going to end.
Louise, can you define what such panic attack versus your anxiety attack is like?
According to Google, an anxiety attack. People may feel fearful, apprehensive, may feel their heart racing or feel short of breath, but it's very short-lived. And when the stressor goes away, so does the anxiety attack. Panic attack, on the other hand, doesn't come in reaction to a stressor. It is unprovoked and it's unpredictable.
What can you do to help someone with a panic attack or anxiety attack?
Don't bombard them with questions or anything regarding the attack or whether having an attack or things like that. Try and distract them by talking about their interests.
11 is, can you tell us your 3 biggest pet peeves about social anxiety?
Number 1 is when people say, there's nothing to worry about.
Sorry, what was that? Come again?
Do you have this condition? Huh? Do you know what my life is like? Huh? Do you know what makes me panic and what doesn't make me panic? No. Do you have any idea what it's like to be inside my head?
No, girlfriend, we don't. Mm-mm. Oh no, honey.
Another is when people say, oh,
but you're just being lazy.
no, I'm not being lazy. I physically and emotionally can't bring myself out of bed to go leave the house and do stuff. It's not my fault, I just can't move.
You're just overthinking.
That one really, 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 really irritates me.
10 would be any advice for the viewers basically who may have anxiety or just people that have anxiety.
My advice would be stay strong. Let the person know that they have you by their side and you're not leaving. Assure them that they're going to get through it. They'll be okay, you're here with them. Reassure them that there is nothing to panic about and make sure that you don't leave their side. Also let them know that this attack is just temporary. Encourage them to breathe through it.
How do you help someone to get through a panic attack? How do you help someone with an anxiety disorder?
And the answer to the last question just basically ties in with the last answer, which would be understanding their anxiety, understanding about the condition itself, understanding what they go through with that condition, take the time to listen, understand and find out ways to help them cope and help them through attacks. I'm not going to say anxiety or panic attack because we either take one or. I've never had a panic attack. I take anxiety attacks, so find out which one they do. And you have the internet for help, you have Google, you have YouTube videos. There's so many things you can do to help someone with an anxiety disorder. I encourage them to get help if they need it. There's so many things and there's so many different videos made on that kind of thing. So thank you again, Aspie, for having me on your channel. I had a lot of fun and I make anxiety videos on my channel too. My link will be in the description bar below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this and you also subscribe to Aspie's channel because if you're watching this and you're not subscribed then please hit the bell beside the subscribe button too. Please. I love all of you and I can't wait to see you maybe on my channel or we can have a discussion in the comments. I can't wait to be a part of more projects in the future. Good luck with everybody's channels, including Aspie's. And I really hope that this video helped someone in a way. Bye!
Without further ado guys, if you like this, smash the like, feel free to comment below, feel free to also insert this in the comments below. For any of you that suffers from social anxiety or anxiety in general, what do you do on a daily to help you manage these? And you know, do you have any management plan to help you throughout the day once you know your anxiety or panic attacks occurs, sort of thing? I'm leaving that in the open of discussion board for you guys to answer that question from me to you guys. And over the day guys, don't forget to follow me on my social medias. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so for future videos like these. Turn on the notification bell so that you know when I'm out and about. Follow me on my social medias. And over the day guys, thanks for supporting me so far and I'll see you again soon.